Don't you love history classes? All the thick textbooks and numerous dates and people and places that you're required to remember just so you can write an exam and then forget about it. So why is it that I can hate the way that history is taught, but still love learning about it? I think it's because the way that history is taught in schools, it's kind of flawed. Look at this book. This is a typical history textbook, chock full of densely packed information, all presented beat after beat with an expectation that you can make something out of it. The vast majority of people can't make anything out of it, making the retention of information very small, and the purpose of teaching it even smaller. Why is this? Well, according to Bruce Van Sledwright, the head of the history education at the University of Maryland, College Park, there is a pedagogical error in history education. Pedagogical meaning teaching, essentially. Van Sledwright argues that the issue with education is too much of a focus on memorization, whether that be dates, people, places, or events. We all have experienced this. One of my most vivid memories from my history education are the multitude of exams. Typically, they consist of multiple choice, defining terms, or other methods of testing that essentially force you to memorize information and not necessarily think critically about it. It's no wonder that nobody finds it interesting when the importance of it is perceived by learners to be just a general memorization of numbers and names. There needs to be a greater focus on teaching in a way that allows students to think critically and to be able to utilize the information they learn in their life, and even be able to explore parts of topics that interest you instead of everyone being taught the same chunk of information beat for beat. I'm sure we all understand the problem, as all of us have been taught history at some point, but what could be a solution, something to improve the system so that we can leave our classes having a better understanding and knowing the importance and relevance of specific events or people? Van Sledwright says that the educators focus almost exclusively on this memorization, where the important work of interpretation of history is obscured. One possible solution offered by Bruce Lesh in his book, Why Won't You Just Tell Us the Answer? Teaching Historical Thinking in Grades 7 to 12, is that emphasis should be placed on critical reading, referencing sources, and being able to support an argument with evidence, all of which are valuable skills that can be used in real-life circumstances. Everyone at some point needs to be able to offer evidence for an argument, so why not teach this skill by analyzing, for example, a historical event, such as the Spanish Civil War? Instead of teaching when it happened or the important people, why not force students to examine the causes and effects and generate their own opinion on how this event has an impact on the world today? I have another idea that can expand on this concept. Let's say we have a topic such as World War II. This is obviously a massive topic with so many parts that it would take years to learn everything about it. So why not base a student's learning on something that interests them about the topic, or that had a historical impact on whatever field they're planning on going into? Let's imagine we have a regular high school student. He is interested in sports and plays football, and his interest in history is non-existent. How can we get him interested in World War II? Maybe at the start of class we expose the class to a multitude of topics covering the conflict, from the Holocaust to the causes to the evolution of war, or maybe how soldiers entertain themselves in their free time through sports, card games, and more. Surely one of these topics will catch his attention, and he can then research and find out more about that topic. Will he learn everything about the war? No, but he doesn't need to. He has a foot in the door and is analyzing a topic that is relevant to him, and now maybe he will want to learn more about the conflict as a whole. Obviously, this whole concept is just an idea, based on my own experiences and what I have seen with others. I don't know the answer to this question, and only changing things in classrooms can we discover if it is an actual solution, and only with experimentation can we find something that truly works for everyone. What's that? It's that time for the wait really of the day? Alright, let's get into it. So did you know that during World War II, the crew of the HMS Trident, a British submarine, was gifted a reindeer by the Russian Navy? They had been in operations in the Arctic Circle assisting the Russian Navy when they were gifted the reindeer. The reindeer, named Pollyanna, ended up staying on board the crowded vessel, living with the crew in crowded conditions for 6 weeks. I don't know about you, but I think that'd be pretty dope. But I wouldn't have named it Pollyanna. Thank you all for watching. I hope this video got you thinking critically about how you see history and the way it's being taught. If you enjoyed, please drop a like, subscribe. It really helps a homie out. And yeah, I'll see you on the flip side.